All right, looks like we've got everyone, and we've got Coach Carlsen here. So, Coach, we'll let you get started tonight with a statement about tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that the Bobcats were going to, provide quite a challenge for us. I think there were spurts during the course of the ball game where we'd be really happy with how we were able to contain them a little bit. But the second half, there were too many spurts where we were either tired or, a little bit not as focused as we needed to be, and let them have a couple spurts that really put us in a tough situation to play from behind. So, again, we'll take this game, we'll learn from it, and we'll continue to grow because this young ball club is definitely a bunch of workers, and I appreciate that, and we'll get back to work.
All right, if you have questions for Coach Carlsen, indicate that in the chat or raise your hand. All right, Justin, you should be unmuted. Go ahead.
Coach, tonight, this is the first time your team really saw at least a full court press. How well do you think your team handled it?
I don't know that the full court press in particular was any more troublesome than some of the different defenses they threw at us, some trapping situations that we didn't handle very well or very consistently. We did a better job after the first half of taking care of the basketball, which was good. I thought Shelby did a nice job of handling a lot of the pressure that she saw. And those things are good for us to continue to learn from as we will get an opportunity to see Ohio again.
Coach, you guys at times played really good at defense, especially in Erica Johnson. She just, she really played really consistent tonight. She really was able to get her shot off over not maybe one or two defenders. How do you feel like you guys did against her? I know you guys shouldn't have a 20-point game like she usually does, but you guys limited her somewhat.
Yeah, I think in particular on Erica, we did a pretty nice job. We threw a couple different people at her, and I thought that was good. We were intentional as far as, really having people in gaps and in help. And if you look at the stat sheet, they had other people step up and really contribute on the offensive end. And we wanted to make somebody else beat us. Now, I don't think Erica probably had her best game, but we at times had a little bit more trouble containing Cece. We let her get too deep in the paint, and at times she kind of took over in spurts.
I won coach with Asia. She had some health issues at the beginning of the year. These last couple games, she's played really good for you guys. Tonight she had another 9 rebounds. How important is it for you guys and her really, to be a part of this team, especially when you play bigger bodies in the paint and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, we feel like we're a much better balanced team when Asia's on the floor. She gives us a low post presence that people have to really be concerned about. I thought she did a nice job of asserting herself tonight. And again, I think she opens things up on the perimeter for our other players as well. So, we got to keep her out of foul trouble so that we have opportunities to keep her on the floor a little bit more. But as she gets more and more comfortable as far as being back on the floor, I think we'll continue to see her numbers be pretty impressive.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right, Len, go ahead from the Daily Chronicle. You should be unmuted. Yep.
All right. Yeah. You guys had, you had a good night rebounding. You controlled the boards, but you had some trouble getting some putbacks. Was that something that was just kind of one of those nights, or is that something you can feel like you can correct?
Well, obviously, anytime you get the ball around the rim, you're expecting to shoot a high percentage. And we did give away possessions there, whether they were putbacks or opportunities with layups. Their physicality obviously, might weigh on you a little bit when it comes to that. But these players aren't going to make excuses for that. We need to be able to stick the ball in the basket deep in the paint. I don't think that's necessarily a trend for us. I think we'll be better going forward. But, you can't give possessions away against a team as good as Ohio. And unfortunately, those are possessions we wish we would have back.
And then what do you have to say about Shelby's night tonight? I mean, she had, was it like 28 points and a whole bunch of assists and rebounds?
I mean, we need Shelby to make us go, and she did that. for sure tonight, you know, especially after she settled in the first half of the first quarter. I thought she really handled the pressure that they put on, whether that was, you know, trapping off of ball screens or backcourt pressure. I mean, she's put in a lot of work, handles the ball well enough to be able to handle that for us. So a lot like Asia, we're a better team, obviously, when Shelby's on the floor kind of running the show.
And I mean, they're both Shelby and Asia are both sophomores. What's it like to have, you know, two sophomores able to come in and contribute like this?
Well, I tell you what, we kind of expected this from them, and I think they expected this of themselves. You know, yes, it's great that they're sophomores, but, you know, we treat them like veterans because they were able to play quite a bit as freshmen. They got that game experience really early in their careers. And now the expectation is that they lead this team, and I think they would tell you they're ready for that. They accept that challenge, and us as coaches have that expectation for them as well.
Anything else for Coach Carlsen?
Yeah, just one more question.
Sure.
There was a pretty big discrepancy in free throws tonight. You guys only shot 4 free throws. You know, what was kind of going on with that happening? Was it something that you were looking for to shoot it outside, or was it just, you know, them playing great defense?
You know, I think it's probably a combination of things. You know, we're going to be a team that has to shoot it well from the perimeter. And so anytime you do that, there might be more likely a situation where you don't shoot as many free throws, but we have to stay aggressive as well. Whereas Ohio, especially with Cece, you know, they're really trying to get paint touches and get to the rim. And so, you know, there were times when we moved our feet pretty well, and there were times I think that we got a little bit tired, that we got lazy and fouled them around the rim. So, you know, those are possessions we have to clean up. But, you know, the discrepancy in free throws is a little bit of style of play, I think.
Okay, and we have one more question from Justin from the Northern Star. Go ahead, Justin.
Coach, how would you take this game into going to the next game? Because, you know, you had Michigan State next, and you played Ohio pretty well outside the handling of the trap. You're going to go up there to East Lansing facing a lot of big bodies. How well do you think your team – how will this game translate to the next, do you think?
Well, I think every game that we play, especially since the games we played have been against very different teams, helps us grow in all areas. So, you know, what Michigan State will throw at us will be different than we saw tonight, will be different than what we saw against Bradley and any of the games prior to that. I think all of them prepare us to handle different situations and grow going forward. And the goal is to continue to play better and better basketball. And I do feel like we continue to learn and grow, and hopefully getting into MAC play after the holiday, we'll have learned lessons that we won't repeat the struggles maybe that we had and have some success.
All right. If everyone is all set, we'll let Coach Carlsen go and get our Husky players in here.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Lisa. All right. Looks like we've been joined by Shelby Coker. So at this time, Len, I'll let you go ahead and start with questions for Shelby.
So Shelby, you had a pretty good all around night. What do you think was the key to your success tonight?
Just knowing to attack the ball, look for my open teammates, and take care of the ball. I think just play the game how I know I should be able to, and that really was what I was concentrating on going into the game.
And then what kind of happened, in your opinion, in that third quarter when they kind of pulled ahead of you guys?
We just got to get stops. I think we let them get a couple and ones that helped separate them from where we were, and then we just got to knock down shots on the other end as well.
And then you got a couple of offensive fouls driving to the rim early. Did that affect your thought process and, you know, trying to get to the rim later in the game?
I just got to be smart and know that they're looking to step in on the help side, and coach set in a huddle like we got to look for that, and a lot of times they're coming from the opposite side, so the corner's open a lot. So just paying attention to that and being aware of that.
Okay, we'll go to Justin from the Northern Star. Go ahead, Justin.
Shelby, tonight this is probably more of the more difficult task to really have with that full court pressure, and really they were really throwing a lot at you, especially to slow you down from getting the rim. What are some of the things that, I mean, you still had a really good night. What are some of the things that you were seeing from on the court for perspective they were trying to do to slow you down?
Yeah, they were aggressive, trying to hedge on the or switch on the ball screens, and it wasn't anything that we weren't ready for. So I think we were well prepared to be aware that was coming.
You guys had to East Lansing on Sunday. What are some of the things you looked forward to and expect to prepare for facing up a really big Michigan State team?
Just to take it at them and play our game and knock down shots and share the ball. I think that'll be a key to that game as well.
All right. Anything more for Shelby? Thanks very much, Shelby. All right, now we have Asia Davis with us. And Justin, I'll let you go ahead and start with questions for Asia.
Asia, you've had these last two games, you've had close to double-digit rebounds. What are some of the things that you've been really working on previous this season to really boost up your game? Really, you've been a big part of this team so far.
I just think putting in work in the off season has really helped me, and then my teammates sharing the ball with me has also helped me prepare for the season, as well as like this year, my teammates definitely look for me more. I'm a big presence. I'm not sneaking up on anyone this year, so.
Justin, anything else for Asia?
Asia, I'll ask the same question to you that I asked to Shelby. Michigan State, I mean, it's a big program and stuff like that, and they have some big players in the paint area there. What are some of the things you expect? I know, like your coach said to me, every team you face has thrown at a little bit something different at you. I don't know if you guys have really prepared for anything roughly for Michigan State, or if you can tell me what your aspect of it you think going into the game will be.
One thing about this team is that we're going to compete. So regardless of who it is, what conference they are in, we're going to compete. We're going to go out and play hard. So we haven't prepared for them yet, but we will be. And I think every day, these next couple of days of practice, we're going to amp up the intensity and try to get the dub there. So regardless of who they are, we're going to go and compete.
Okay, we'll go to Len. Do you have any questions for Asia?
Yeah, you guys dominated on the boards tonight, pretty much. What was the key to grabbing all those rebounds tonight?
For some reason, they don't box me out. Missed shots leads to me going to get the board, so that's how I go and get the rebound. I know I can rebound. I know that they weren't really good at boxing me out, so I just went and pursued the ball more.
And how frustrating is it when I know a couple of times, you guys had rebounds like right, and then you put them back up, and it just wasn't bouncing your way. How frustrating was that?
Very frustrating, especially when those are bunnies, and that can be the game right there. I think there was like 3 or 4 that I had, and we lost by 10, 12. So that's the game right there.
And how do you feel the team performed overall tonight? I know you guys were really tight in the first half, and then that third quarter they just kind of got away from you.
Overall, I think we competed well. I just think that at crucial times we needed to get stops or we fouled. I definitely think we competed and we didn't step down to them. It was just containing the ball and not fouling, especially for them to get and ones.
Anything else for Asia? Go ahead, sorry.
Oh yeah, one more question. Number 1 CC Hooks for the Bobcats. She had a pretty big game. What was it like trying to stop her, and especially in that third quarter?
We know that majority of her points come from around the rim. So our plan was basically, play off her. We know that she wants to score at the rim. you can't block her shot. It's really tough. So we needed to be better at containing her and being there for help. So.
All right, anything else for Asia? Thanks very much, Asia, for joining us tonight. Have a good night. And just one reminder that this was recorded and will be available later on the Huskies YouTube channel. Thank you.